At least for the first 3 to 5 minutes. Hey, welcome to the
Ah,
Mez Show with always
me.
Kamal.
Because I never refer to myself in the first person. Or the third person, rather.
Okay. So this week we are at Barcelona, Catalunya. Uh, I
Yuck.
I actually happen to like this track,
I,
so much so that you guys have gone through and had this nice long hiatus. Uh, and I went through this morning because I only ended up working a 12-hour shift. Happy days. And I ran a race, and did
got
I?
second. I saw the picture.
Well, unfortunately, my system says that I'm using too much memory and it can't save any more races. And it's actually not even letting me save my best lap anymore.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. With all the fucking videos and stuff you saved, yeah. Sorry, I lost my tongue. Anyway, that's a good thing you're not monetized. No, not really. You're gonna stick primarily with all the lightning skills. And once I find this waypoint, I will accept your invite.
Okay, so while I'm loading up a replay of my fourth place finish today, which if you go through and you look, first was a 911, second was a 911, third was a 911. I am in the Ford GT. Fifth was a 911, sixth was a 911.
I started off in 12th, I think, and finished ninth on my first race, an actual official race in VR. So I'm happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Everyone
just
thinks my driving is better in VR than it is in not.
actually based on what I saw on the replay, your driving is better in VR than not. you're,
Like,
you
dude couldn't even bump me off the corner, and he was trying to pit stop me. It's something hard there.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you were picking better lines, you were accelerating better, you were braking better. I mean, everything was better. I
Right?
was, I was like, well, shit. Cody should have waited for this, or Kadal should have waited for this.
Too late.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I went through and I jumped in Whittleman's Dyno Thundermobile GT and started running the race. Now, since then, I've gone through and gotten back into one of my GTs. But I needed to test that theory because with the way the Gran Turismo's mechanics are and the way that it makes you do certain, yes, I drifted that. That was bad.
No, it was the bad.
It was the bad. But with the way that Polyphony will go
Did
through and make you do oil changes and stuff like that, I mean, it only stands to reason. You're only going to be able to get so much out of a car.
did
Um,
you Sorry to interrupt you, but did you happen to catch the Le Mans race
no, I did not.
in the 1965 Honda race car?
No, I did not.
Yeah, that's a fun car. That was done in VR too. That's 600 and with soft tires or medium tires on 698 pp
Uh-huh.
of the 7 required, and
Or,
it's an open cockpit like my Formula One cars, so there was no big discrepancies switching from one to the other. But halfway through the race, I realized, holy crap, I have to change the brake bias on this. So in that particular car, the brake bias must be full out on the front,
oh, okay.
because
Which actually makes sense.
any brake bias towards the back, and the back just mid-engine slides right you off the track into the
Oh,
rhubarb.
sad pandas.
Well, yeah, it took me like half of my 33-minute race to figure that out. But it's all good once I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even stop to change tires during the weather change. I just drove along on my medium tires.
No.
But it's some fast little car. I mean, 486 horsepower at 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a glorified go-kart. People were crazy in 1965. I wouldn't drive that thing in real life. Oh, what a death trap on wheels. It was fun, though. If you get a chance to watch that replay, please do. That's a good one.
I will.
That one was like 30 minutes, 33 minutes it took me because I had to do the extra lap because I wasn't like a superly blowing them away or anything. I was probably second last, or maybe even the last lap before I passed the first place guy.
Oh, okay.
And he was... The only reason why I passed him, I think in all honesty, is because he stopped to pit. He pitted and I kept going for it to start my final lap, which if I had had a bit more of a head distance on the other people, I would have just sat at the finish line and waited for the time to go down, because I only had like 46 seconds, but there was too many people behind me to sit at the finish line for 46 seconds.
Right.
So I had to ended up doing the extra lap. But it was fun. That was like my second race. I think in VR, and it was a good one. It was fun. that little car, you really notice the pitches and changes in the asphalt. I can't wait to go and give Nuremberg a try in VR. Because that's a really pitch-changing track.
Yes, it is.
It's not the track being as narrow as it is. Oh my god, speaking of narrow, did you try the Grand Valley Speedway?
No, I have not.
Talk about skinny. The track was never that skinny before. Maybe it's just because I'm playing on VR, it seems skinny, but it's skinny. Yeah, I think in the VR racing is more my cup of tea than just regular wheel and sim pit racing.
I would be inclined to agree with you.
And I was just thinking to myself, I said, I'll play a little bit of Diablo, and nobody pops on, I'll go for a nap, and then I'll set up my sim rig this evening, because I have to pick what manufacturer I'm going to be with, because manufacturer's exhibition and all. I went Subaru last time, and mind you, my 9th place finish was in a Subaru.
Good deal.
Was in my WRX, because I can't drive the BRZ because it's fucking
right-hand drive.
Right-hand drive, and it's an absolute pain in the ass to get used to right-hand drive. Everything is backwards.
Yeah, as soon as you loaded into that car and I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, this is going to be interesting."
I didn't do bad with it, but it's going to take me a little bit. I got a few more track violation penalties, ignoring track limits, because it just gets really hard to cut a right-hand chicane in the middle of a, oh crap, this is a wrong side.
Yeah.
I am over way too far. And which is a real crying shame, because as we all know, the BRZ is my favorite of the Suzuki cars. Or not Suzuki, but Subaru.
Subaru.
Flying hamburger. I'll play Jumpin' Taco VR later.
Alright.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Well, I mean, after that little tyrant you two went on last night, I was like, you know what? If I'm only working at 12 tomorrow, I'm going to log on, and yeah.
Tyrant? What do you mean? We didn't go on no tirade. You make it sound like we were blaspheming you. We were!
I know you were. We've been friends for over a decade. Right. I know the tones. I know the tones.
Man, we've been friends longer than I've had kids.
True story.
Hell, we've been friends almost longer than you've had kids. Because your kids weren't that old.
No.
Stopped to think about it the other day. That's kind of a scary thought.
Mm-hmm. No.
Damn, I'm getting old. It's all your fault.
Oh, not.
Not my fault.
So not my fault.
Just for anybody that happens to be watching this in future references, when it all boils down to it, at the end of the day, it's always Mrs. fault. It's even written on one of Adawan's cars, so it's in video. It's like proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. It's Mez's fault.
Oh dear Lord.
Oh dear, no, you called?
Alright.
Come on, stuff, get off my stove. I plan on making a delicious supper now that I don't have to starve myself anymore.
His days of eating just ramen to pay for a VR2 headset
are over. Because now I have it.
So now
and is it going to pay my bills? Fuck no. But am I going to have fun with it? Yeah.
Alrighty.
And hey, I even went and got myself a virtual reality MMO game to play just for when nobody's on.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Well, you should have no problem getting them. I mean, the Slim is coming out in the next month or so, so you should have no issues with it. And your overheating issues, really. If you take your machine apart and go to your local fucking electronics shop and get a little tube of Quicksilver and repaste the heatsink back on top of your processor, that should clear up that issue too. It's the same thing that the Xbox 360, same issues the Xbox 360 had. It's just the Quicksilver or the zinc on the heat shield is let go. It's getting weak, so that's why you're getting the overheating thing, because your PlayStation's I keep going to the heat shield. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, it's not a heat shield. Anyway, but it's a little metal block that sits on top of your processor. Anyway, it takes all the heat away from the processor. And if that Quicksilver that's underneath it starts getting wore out, you'll start getting overheating messages. But the original cause for your overheating is simply because you have an 1100 chipset. But those fans you put in, those added fans that you put on should have helped. Did you clean the dust out of your airfoils? Yeah, try that first before you go investing in a new PlayStation. Not that a new PlayStation is hard to come by anymore, considering the PS5 is. No. Japan just shipped like 71 million tons of product, so you should have no problem getting your hands on a PS5. Yeah, I think my local source has just a straight out one for like $590 something, $600 before taxes. So they're still like $700-800 taxes in, but still, they're not hard to come by. If my 1,400 population town has one in their local source, I mean, can't say much because he still has a brand new Super Nintendo in the box, and he still wants $695 for it. What he wanted when the day it came out. It's like going back in time, walking into his store. Okay, what were you doing, Bong? I don't either. What's your quest log say? We beat the ancients, so you're going to the World's Stone Keep level 2. Yeah, hold on to that. Take my TP. We'll do that actually right now. Bales. Alright, so just travel to the Frigid Highlands and we'll go from there. I didn't put one up, so just take the waypoint. Oh, I see traps.
Okay. Not exactly my strongest warm-up session.
Besides, we only make references like yesterday because we miss you.
Oh, I know. Okay, starting 8th. I gotta be honest, I was kind of surprised that one's not on yet.
No, 5 o'clock now, maybe in the next hour.
So just about the time I've got to get up and get ready for work.
Yeah, pretty much. He's been feeling a little down lately. Not mentally down, but physically run down.
Yeah, I was noticing the stark contrast in his voice the past couple of days on the live streams. And I was like, ooh, something's going on.
Yeah, he's health issues again. But I suppose when you're diagnosed with things like black lung and your brain is trying to seep out of the back of your skull because the hole that your cerebral cortex or your spinal cord goes into your brain through is too big.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he has right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I live with a piece of bone shard floating around in my skull. I'd hate to see what it feels like to try living a day with your brain trying to seep into the back of your head. That to me just seems like not pleasant. World's strongest doors. So the haptic controllers are for the PSVR are really weird.
Are they?
Yeah, they split the controller in half. So basically, X and circle are on one button, and square and triangle are on the other controller.
Ah, interesting.
It is interesting. So basically, it's a haptic controller, and instead of putting a touchpad in the middle of it, they cut it in half and took all the excess plastic and made handguards out of it. But the machine itself is lighter than the original PlayStation VR. It's got way better picture, way better refresh rates. Absolutely zero motion sickness.
Nice.
I didn't have any motion sickness in the first one either. Well, I did first 4 hours I had it, I was motion sick with it, and then I figured out there was a eye-to-eye spacing setting on it. Once I figured that out and I had everything set properly, then there was that went away too. Which is really the biggest problem that most people had with the VR, is that they were getting motion sick from it and suffering vertigo, and it was only because they didn't know about that eye-to-eye spacing. Before I figured that setting out, I couldn't play for any more than a half hour or it'd make my stomach sick. Wipe your butt. Sure. You have a dirty butt and needs to be wiped. Oh, really? I know you're gonna get your own. Talking to Cloakick. The guy standing right beside the well there, you run by him like 4 times. Right here. Cloakick, the men at arms. Yeah, you would have automatically went to your inventory. I had no room, that's why they ended up on the ground. Sure. That umbral disc is a good hand for your, good weapon for your offhand, or good shield for your offhand. Well, you're high enough level now that a shield would help. You don't want a shield at the start, because at the start it just interferes with your hit recovery, but that one, I think that shield specifically has more faster hit recovery. Sure.
Oh, that was horrible race.
Yeah. Oh. 20 to life is good. That's like 4 levels. What's your strength at? Bring it up to 156. Mm-hmm.
I wonder. Let's run a race in one of these.
Take my GP. Top of the stairs. Yeah, you don't want to go back up to level 1. I am so not hard to find. Just follow the apocalypse. Oh, I hear Death Sentry firing off. The yellow one? Yeah. Yes, sir. I am just that quick. Yeah, this is Diablo. I have a thing where I don't give a fuck what the drop is. You could always have it if you wanted, but I like to identify it. Nope. Good to sell, maybe. Yes, sir. As I have been doing for 20 years.
Yeah, I don't think my last race is going to be in a Mustang. Let's get back in.
Okay, if you want, I just went to get rid of the poison on my Merc. Are you back here yet? You're missing the EXP. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I saw that. He keeled over to hurry with a bleh!
It was the bad.
Well, the bad for the Merc.
We actually have 3 Ford GTs in this race. Interesting.
Not really. The Tankreds might be good on your Merc. The Tankred spine here. The green lettered armor. Well, that's what happens when you're carrying too much junk. Pardon me, Maz's viewers.
It's all good. They're just watching me atrociously race a car today. Did okay this morning when I wasn't streaming. Now I'm streaming and it's like...
Shake!
Yep.
Murphy's Law.
It's the horde.
Yeah, Murphy's Law. Anything bad happen will. That's not the exact Murphy's Law, but that's close enough for my liking. Oh, well, he's probably dead. Yeah. Qualkek, Master Burners. Bottom of the stairs, where he has been for the last 20 years. I know, that's why I keep adding the last 20-year reference. The guy you got all the runes from. right behind you. It looked like you were running the right way. Did you find him? He might not have enough strength. What level is your merc? Okay, take your weapon off your merc. And whatever armor... What's he wearing for chest plate? Nothing, right? Just the crap that I dropped you to put on him? Yeah, okay. So, go to Luke Lane. Back 2. Travel northeast and talk to Greaves. And hire yourself a level 28 merc. The only thing you're gonna need to keep off that, because you got a new armor for him, so you won't have to worry about that. The only thing you want to keep off him is his weapon, because you don't have any other 3-socket weapon, and maybe his helmet, but his helmet's not a big thing. Even the big deal either. You can buy him another one. My older brother believes that my son brought me home COVID 2 weeks ago, which is why I've been so sick.
And what do you think?
Well, let me see. I spent 4 days where every bone in my body was aching, COVID symptom. My skin felt like it was sunburnt from head to toe, COVID symptom. Yes. But those are the only 2 symptoms. Like, I didn't have a fever, I wasn't puking. Grease, the guy I'm standing beside. Because he's greasy. You can hire a prayer merc? Yeah. Until we get into Nightmare Act 2, and then you'll swap your prayer merc for a frozen or a holy freeze merc. Or you could just go and get an Act 5 merc and put 2 really good swords on them. You left. Of course I did. That game was complete. No, you can do prison ice later when you're a little bit higher level. Actually, if you want, we could do that one now. I could use the resistance. No, I can always use the resistance. It's free resistances. And we're going into nightmares, so yeah. Good idea. Did I give you the waypoint for Crystalline Passage?
That was atrocious. Although, I gotta be honest with you, being spun out during the race didn't help matters. By a jackass who actually backed out of the race later. But the biggest insult to injury was I was driving the Ford GT and I had a Ferrari beat me in front.
Well, I feel your pain. Would you like me to get in the same lobby as you so that I can beat you with a Ferrari?
No.
Why not?
No, I would not. Although, it is good to see Ford GT in the top 3. It would have been nice to see my Ford GT in the top 3, but...
Buggers can't be choosers. Yep. You'll cast out 3 lightning sentries and 2 death sentries. And then you'll let your traps do their job. One trap does the killing, the other trap explodes all the corpses and kills everything in mass numbers. Okay, take my TV. Sure, why not? Yes. You probably want to put a TV up for my druid. A good idea. Now you're using your brain pan.
Theoretically speaking.
a glacial trail. Not on this difficulty, anyway. Down into the frozen river. Little cave.
Damn it all to hell.
You killed them all. Damn you. Damn you all to hell.
Well, I've got this silly little rivalry that I've got with somebody that yeah, he went through. I posted a time at the beginning of the week, and then it was like the next day or later on that night, he posted a better time, and I kept waiting for him to best his time, and he never did. So I figured he had actually literally maxed himself out. So I get on this morning.
Sadly mistaken.
Yeah, sadly mistaken. I get on this morning and I post a better time, and I went there and told him. I was like, Island, you need to pedal faster. So he gets back on and sets a better time, and went through and admitted that he had problems this week on this track, in this setup, the whole 9 yards. So as a result, he jumped to GT Sport. Which I really can't say anything about because I've done the same thing. Had a bad week, and it's kind of like I'm not racing GT7 this week. Everybody can just kiss my ass, so on and so forth. I'll go race GT Sport.
Nope, won't ever do it.
And then
I even made reference to that in my live stream last night. You mean I had to wait until next Monday to get away from this piece of shit track?
So, yeah. And now I am 500ths away from him on his time. And I would have had it had I not. I mean, at one point, I had him by a half second. I mean, I was in the 141s. And had I been able to put all of it together, then yeah, I would have been a half second in front of him.
Yeah. I understand wholeheartedly because I was running a really good practice lap, qualifying, making a good time, and I'm sure I would have been 143. And then I slid off the second last corner. I was like,
Actually, yeah, I think I saw that part.
I was like, I would have beat you too, Edwin. He's like, oh, okay, I'm out of here.
I'm not feeling good. I'm going away now.
Yeah. It's like, I know I would have beaten his 144.
So yeah, I am a firm believer that VR is your cup of tea.
I think it's just so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to say the least, it's just being able to know exactly where your car is on the track. Not just by visual cue, but by feel, by, you know, this is where I am in the car. This is my position in comparison. Like, I made some passing moves in that race that I wouldn't have done without it. Like, I made some.
Mm-hmm.
Ow, that was hard in my ears. No, that was me.
Sorry about that. Well, now you know what you sound like.
I know what I sound like. I watch every one of my own videos. I know I'm not being narcissistic, but I like to rewatch them to see where I need to actually hook up my laptop and cut a whole bunch of shit out.
And I do it, even though this live stream has been a horrible example. I try to make sure, I'll review mine just to make sure I'm even remotely entertaining.
I don't care if I'm entertaining.
Oh.
Like I told everybody on my very first broadcast, I don't do this to entertain. I do not entertain!
Are you not entertained?
So...
way too many movie references.
I know, right? I mean, that's my favorite Russell Crowe movie, but... I do this so that I can go back and watch my own videos and pick up my own mistakes and say, okay, this is my coach. No. Shit.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Yes. And you don't, I will. Mm-hmm. And then talk to Mala and get your scratchy piece of paper. Yeah, that's what you get for talking to Mala.
I'm gonna attempt one more life, and then I've got to jump off because I
have work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dirty four-letter word that's not snow.
Snow is not a four-letter word.
Snow is so a four-letter word. S-N-O-W is snow. What? Yes. Yes. Talk to Anya. Down here beside me in this red portal. One shockwave, one feral rage. This is shit. Larsic. Over here beside me. Just happen to be asking questions where I'm standing at the answer. And hold on to your socket quest because you're gonna need it for later. Once you get your hands on a unsocketed monarch, you're gonna use that socket quest on that monarch. Because you know what a monarch is, it's a type of shield, which requires 156 strength at level 54 to use. Your inventory must have been full. I can tell, because she gave you a claw as a reward and it was on the ground. It's garbage, you can sell it. You can sell it to Larzik, you can sell it to Mala, and hell, you could even sell it to the one that gave it back to you. To Hanya. Well, hell, there you go. That's the last important question you need to do. We did complete the Fallen Angel quest in Act 1, didn't we? Or Act 4, sorry. The very first quest, Act 4. You go to your quest log, okay. Just making sure, because that's the skill points. No, we don't need soul stones. If you're really, really bent on doing them, you can do those when you have nothing better to do. Right now you want to exit and create a nightmare game and then send me an invite. So then you can do your Den of Evil. Eva is good. Go to play. Private. Nightmare. You got an hour before you have to get off? Sorry, it's a loud nostril blowing. That's because you haven't got them unlocked. Welcome to Nightmare. No Kane, back in Act 1. The only difference between normal and Nightmare is now the kitty gloves are off. here doing nothing. Happy go Bantha Voodoo.
Alright. Yep, on one of those occasions, I would have had him if I could have put it all together. Okay, I've got to get going.
All right, brother.
Do me a favor, let Adawan know I did try. I did. I honestly did. I just, yeah. Adawan, if you ever get a link to this, I tried, brother. I did. I tried.
What did you try?
I tried to hang out until he got back on, but he didn't get back on. So, yeah, stuff and things. All right.